All right, then I'm going to introduce our keynote speaker. Lauren Sweeney is a leadership strategist, executive coach, and facilitator with over 15 years of experience helping organizations strengthen culture, develop leaders, and improve performance. She has worked with nonprofits, corporate teams, education organizations, and public sector leaders to build scalable talent strategies that drive engagement and results. Lauren is known for delivering highly interactive, practical learning experiences that equip leaders with the tools they can apply immediately. She serves as Chief Growth and Impact Officer of the Riviera Group Consulting and is a frequent keynote speaker and workshop facilitator on leadership, communication, emotional intelligence, organizational effectiveness, and I will add, because she did it for WRLA, how to have courageous conversations. So with all that, will you please help me welcome Lauren Sweeney?
Thank you so much.
Of course.
All right, well, good morning, and that's very exciting that we're gonna go to a quarterly. I did get to go to the Cause Church and have the honor of speaking at WRLA, and it was an amazing space. It was an amazing stage. We had a dance party. If you're not into dance parties, that's okay, still come to the quarterly. Good morning, Brea, don't stay away. But the space is really beautiful, so I can attest to that.
I'll dance.
Well, Connie and I will dancing.
I'll
Lacey.
dance.
Okay, maybe Tanya. All right,
Lisa will
see?
dance.
All right. We're gonna have a dance party. I love it. I have a question for you. How many people? Don't chat GPT it and cheat on me. All right, just guess. How many people are on LinkedIn? I don't mean in this room. I just mean I want to know. We'll get to you in a minute. We'll get to everybody in this room in a minute. But like in the world, how many people do you think have a profile? I'm not saying they use it, but how many people are on LinkedIn? What do you think? Like, shout out some numbers.
In the world?
In the world.
In the world?
Yes.
I'm not.
Yes, in the world. Like, guessing. Millions, billions? I mean, what kind of number?
Oh, okay, I'll say millions.
Millions?
Okay.
Billions?
You
Okay.
have the answer in your.
Oh, I do. I did give you a cheat sheet. So, currently in 2026, the statistic is 1.3 billion people are on LinkedIn. Now, 310 million are active, okay? So that's a big drop off. And now let's go to our room in here. How many of us have a LinkedIn profile? Okay, almost all of us. How many of us do not use it? Okay, a lot of us. Okay, great. Hopefully by the end today, I'm going to give you some hope for your LinkedIn. I am going to make it feel digestible, but also tell you why you might want to do it. So I am a business owner, and I have been part of the Brea Chamber wearing different business hats, as we all do, for many, many, many years, and have known some of you for many years, and some of you are brand new faces. And LinkedIn is really one of those platforms where it's working professionals. You do not need to post what you ate for breakfast. You don't need to post about your cat. You do not need to do anything that feels a little cringy, okay? Also, there's no LinkedIn stories. Meaning, you don't need to go post every day and 4 times a day. Okay?
Yeah.
There's no stories. Now, briefly, a couple years ago, there was some LinkedIn stories. They did it as a test. Luckily, they got rid of it. So unlike Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or YouTube, where you have to feed the beast, meaning the algorithm, LinkedIn's not like that. How many of you are feeling slightly more hopeful?
Yes.
Okay, slightly more hopeful. How many of you are here because you want to get more business?
Definitely.
Or more connections? More relationships? Because your boss told you. Everybody, I mean, did I cover everyone? Okay, because Lacey told you. I mean, somebody is here. Okay, we're all here for a purpose and a reason. LinkedIn is where all of the professionals are on. Let me give you a case study, okay? I have a client, and she owns a tutoring center. She has a lot of, tutors that work for her, and her target market is obviously parents with kids. That's who she helps, okay? And she said, yeah, but the kids are not on LinkedIn. I said, right, but the parents paying for tutoring are on LinkedIn. Okay, I guess that makes sense. You just opened a gym 3 months ago, yes? I'm sure it costs more than $24 to go to your gym, right? Because it's probably an amazing gym. People, working professionals, probably would love to pay for your gym. They would love to work on their mental health. They would love to work on their physicality by going to the gym. They're probably on LinkedIn, yeah? So I'm going to give you some tips, but I also want to give you some hope that there are some easy things that you can do to be able to connect and find people. But I'm going to lead, since a lot of you are here to get business, on average, I get 3 cold meetings a week, pitch meetings a week from LinkedIn, if that gives you some hope. Meaning, I have an admin that works my LinkedIn. I will tell you how she does it. And she reaches out. One of my main target markets is human resources. So she reaches out to people and messages them. And literally this morning, this woman was on the East Coast, so I met with her at 7 a.m. our time before Good Morning Brea. She's an HR director for a large organization called Salto Systems. I met with her. She has never met me. We cold messaged her on LinkedIn. She agreed to show up to a meeting, and we're going to be developing a leadership academy for her 250 staff members.
Wow. Good job.
That's Thank you.
Crazy.
So, right? So I am telling you that, and I know we're all in different businesses. Some of us don't have our own business. We came here, we work for someone, we work for a municipality, we work for the commissioner, we, are here from a church. I understand we're all here wearing different hats today. But even with the chamber, right there, I understand a lot of you too are local. Like we have a plumber here today, right? Yep. And so some of you can't just get business anywhere. Like I could work anywhere in the world, really, or I could do virtual training and things like that. So I wanted to give you some hope. Does that sound good? Yeah. All right, let's get into the actual, what we're doing today. So you can scan this. This will give you a copy of everything I'm covering today. You do have handouts at your tables, but a lot of people like the slides. You take a picture of me. You can scan the QR code. Okay.
Your hand was in the perfect spot.
Was it? All right, you just put your name in your email, and then I will send you a copy of everything that we do today. So most people really like that. Let me know if it doesn't scan for you. Did it work, Michelle?
Yeah, it's worked.
It's just taking its time.
It's a me problem.
Worst case, if it doesn't quite work for you, or pick it up.
It worked for me.
Okay, great. Lacey's got it. Awesome. You can always come see George or I afterwards, and we'll give you a card. I still see a few more people working to scan. Okay, good. All right, my friends. So this is what we're covering today. Luckily, Lacey gave me an hour and 55-minute time slot, so that's perfect. Just kidding.
Go, Lauren,
Just kidding. All right, we're going to let this Mentimeter load. Separate QR code, don't get confused. We are going to make this a little bit interactive because that makes it more fun. In this one, you don't give it any information. This is just to make it interactive. I know this is something that we use at WRLA. It's really fun, and if you present, I met a few people in the room that actually do like to present, my rare bird friends, and so if you present, this is a great tool. I should get a commission for telling you that, but I don't work with Mentimeter. Okay, it will be on the next slide as well, so don't worry if you missed it. I will help you be found. Here it is again. Where do you struggle most with LinkedIn branding, with personal branding in LinkedIn? So you have different options. I don't know what to post. I don't have time. I feel like I'm bragging. My profile needs work. I don't see the ROI. Those are your choices. You could have other thoughts. And if you didn't get to scan into Mentimeter, no problem. You either scan this or go to menti.com and enter the code. Okay. I don't know which post is taking the lead. Do we have anybody else voting? Going once, going twice, going one time. Do I have $1,000? $1,000. Okay. It's very exciting. It's called Good Morning Brea. We gotta wake up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't know what to post. Okay, and my profile needs work. All right, and then nobody said I don't have time, because here you are making time, right?
Right.
And I feel like I'm bragging. Okay, we're gonna talk about all of that today. All of that is valid. All of that is valid. Here's the good news. Bless you, Michelle. Good news and the bad news. You ready? Mm-hmm. You are the brand.
Wait, is that bad news or good news?
It's both.
Both.
You're the brand. Even if you aren't the owner of the company, some of you came here, on behalf of your boss or behalf of the city or behalf of, right? Like you don't own Republic Services, yes, okay. He's like, no. But you came here on behalf of them. You're the brand. You're the face. Yeah. It's your energy. It's you who people are connecting with. Now, if you have put yourself together, you're feeling confident, you're wearing your great pink jacket, you're here and feeling good, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be the bad thing. So the bummer or the great thing is you're the brand. So most of us are here because we want to network, we want to get more business. It's, Lisa, when you have somebody buy their new home, there's a million real estate agents they can pick. But they like you, they like your energy. They like connecting with you. They like your years of expertise, right? Luis, yes? When people come to you because they need a place to put maybe one of their loved ones, or they need some help, some residential care, they could call all kinds of other people. But they're calling you because they trust you, they like you, yes? You're the brand. And so we want to be intentional about our brand. So I'm going to give you a little bit of branding 101, a little bit of support. And what I want you to do is I want you to think about what are my values. And I do have handouts, so you can use them if this is helpful. And it says defines your brand foundation. Who are you? What are your top 3 values? Who do you serve? You might need more coffee for this, I understand. There's unlimited supply in the back. What do you want to be known for? So I just want to give you 1 minute. You might not have all the answers, that's okay. But am I moving too much for you, Dorothy? Just let me know, okay. I know you're a professional, but okay. I don't like to stand behind the podium. All right, so I want you to take a minute and think about that. Now, I know that some of you don't own the company you are here representing. Totally get that. However, you still have a personal brand. So I started the Riviera Group with George, my co-founder, and my husband in January. I worked for a company doing very similar work for 6 years, but I was still the brand, even though I worked for somebody else. People still got to know me. Even though I worked for somebody else, it was still my LinkedIn, my energy, my connections with people. Even though I was selling for somebody else's company for years and years and years. And then it was easier when I transitioned to have my own company because they're still building relationships with you. So what do you stand for? So as you're thinking of these 3 questions, does anybody want to share anything that you came up with?
I
Lacey.
have a question.
Lacey, yes.
Okay, so for me, it's going to be sort of like a 2-headed beast, right? So is that okay?
Absolutely.
Like I'm about business, but I'm about women, and
Totally.
can you balance two different?
Yeah, you're a whole person. So there's like work, and for yourself, of course, you have WRLA, you have the chamber, you have all of that, you have your book, right? I mean, there's a lot to you. But then you also have a husband, you have a personal life, you're a whole person. So if you think about, there are core values that we have that do go beyond just our titles and our roles. And so as a whole person, what do you stand for? You could also think about what bothers you. That's how you also figure out what you stand for. Like, if it really bugs you when people are late, or does it really bug you when people interrupt you, or does it really bug you when people don't say hi to you? Does it really bug you when people misspell things? I mean, we all have our triggers, yeah? And so if you think about the things that bug you, that can also help indicate, oh, well, that must be because that's a value of yours. When we do leadership development and coaching, we often, if you're having this is a tangent, but it's so helpful, it's about values. Often the conflicts you're having with people, professionally, but this works for your cousin Jimmy and your mother-in-law Barbara, etc., it's often a values conflict. They value maybe like things being perfect or looking a certain way or efficiency. And maybe you value energy and connection and enthusiasm. And sometimes those things are in conflict, right? Okay. Anybody have one that they want to share, like a value or something they wrote down about branding?
I'll
Honey.
share.
Yeah.
So for the first one of what are my core values, and I love that topic, is I have integrity, faith, confidence, and positive energy. Those are my core values. And who do I serve? Customers, hostesses, my team, and the world. I decided to do that because my energy can have a ripple effect that goes beyond what I can even see or imagine. And then what do I want to be known for? Is empowering women to be champions in their life, increasing faith and belief in them.
So wherever you are, that's what's important to you.
Wherever I am, there I am.
There you are.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why you are the brand.
Yeah.
Very good. We'll take one more. Anybody else want to share anything they wrote down? It's a great chance to self-promote. Yes.
Sure.
Thank you.
So the 3 values that I chose were faith, relationships, and energy. I just, even though I'm in the financial services industry, I know it's important that trust exists, and you can't really do that unless you value the relationship. You approach people with sort of like a leap of faith because you don't know if it's going to go somewhere or not, kind of walking blind.
Right.
And energy, leading in with good positive energy.
Yes.
Yes.
And for people I serve, I like to serve young families, pre-retirees. Those are the people that have a need for the services that we offer at New York Life. And I want to be known for not only just a thriving financial practice, but more importantly, one that's built on trust.
Let's give them a round of applause.
Right.
And imagine, you may already do this, but imagine you lead with, like a new family you meet or a new prospect, and you lead with, I just want to let you know my 3 top values. This also really helps in communication, leading with your intention, because especially in today's fast-paced world, in our text world or et cetera, people lose tone, they lose your intonation, they might misinterpret what you really meant. So lead with your intention. That can make a huge difference in building relationships and building business. All right, let's get down and dirty with LinkedIn, okay? So completing your profile, I know many of you said that you didn't have a complete profile. Well, complete profiles get 40 times more opportunities than incomplete. That's probably not a shocker, okay? Also, when you put things on here, it creates a digital resume. Some of us will have a job transition or a career change in the next year. When's the best time to be ready? Yesterday. The second best time? Now. Worst time? When you really need it. Yeah? So if you work on your LinkedIn as you go, you will have social proof. If you go to my LinkedIn and you look, I will give you hope too, before I really tell you all of these 5 essentials. When I started working, the company I worked for before I began my business, I had a LinkedIn profile and I never used it, okay? I didn't post on it, I didn't see the value in it. It was like my old AOL address from, I don't even know how old I was. I mean, I did not use it at all. But my previous boss, that was her bread and butter. She was really intentional about her LinkedIn, still is. And so I said, okay, she said, you need to build your LinkedIn. Build my LinkedIn. I mean, friends, I think I had 48 connections on there, okay? I was nothing. And so I have built it, but I started from basically nothing in, let's say, the end of 2020, and now I have 15,000 connections on there. And I already told you I get business from it every week. They might not sign a deal, right? They might not sign with me, but I get a cold meeting or 2, or on average 3 every single week from it. So I went from nothing to it actively being a business driver for me. So just to give you hope. I do want to tell you that if you have under 500 connections, LinkedIn will rat you out.
What does that mean?
So if you have 428, it will say that. If you have 122, it will say that. If you have over 500, it will say 500 plus. So you know how I said I have 15,000? You don't really know that. It says 500 plus.
Got it.
So you want to, hi Blake, welcome. You want to connect with everybody that as possible, as quickly as possible, even if they're not in your target market, get to 500. Otherwise you look like a LinkedIn novice. Okay? All right? All right, my friends, are you ready?
Yes.
Number 1, we need a professional headshot. Not a picture of your cat, your favorite flower, a professional headshot. You can hire professionals. We have many great ones here at the Brea Chamber. You can have your child take one on your iPhone. Doesn't matter. Also, we don't need to be catfishing. We don't need a profile picture from 1992 because you're embarrassed about how you look. You are here to network and connect. You know it's true. Some people do that, J. Michael, right?
Yes.
I need to meet you. And when I meet the real you, I'm like, oh yeah, that is what you look like. Here's number 2. How many of you might not even know, do not have a banner photo? Meaning there's this space, it's like blue with little ocean waves behind you. LinkedIn gives that to you for free. You need a banner photo behind your profile picture. It's free. LinkedIn gives that to you. Mine is me at a networking event. Just me smiling, right? So that shows that's part of my brand. Connecting to people, energy. Hopefully you can pick all of that up from the photo. Okay, that's number 1. Number 2, a compelling headline. Don't be boring. Blah, 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 at blah, blah. The space that LinkedIn gives you for your title is way longer than you think. I met a gentleman and he had the best one. So his title was IT director. No offense to all my IT friends. That's kind of boring. IT director. Okay, but that was his actual title and his actual job. But he put solver of unsolvable problems. The best IT guru you've ever seen. I mean, it was interesting. And then at the very end, he put IT director. So I want you to play with your title because you can lead with your values. I would highly encourage some of those statements that both of you read. Put that in the beginning of your title and then put da-da-da-da-da, where you actually work.
So you don't put your name first and then?
It automatically will have your name.
Oh, got it.
So I'll show you a real LinkedIn in a minute, but it will automatically have your name. Underneath your name in the title section, that's where. But yes, you do want to lead with your name for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, LinkedIn is not like Instagram where, my handle is whatever, 0928 at blah, blah, blah. It does need to be your actual name. Yes. Okay, a story-driven about section. Use your ChatGPT, your Claude, whatever you like, your AI, and make an about section that's robust, that tells your story, that has some of these branding questions in it. Don't have a little tiny about section. I can barely read anything. Also, if you want to connect to others, put your email in your about section. You don't need your phone number or your address. We don't need a lot of spam. But if your main goal is to connect with others, in the about section, make it easy. That also goes for your contact information. Check your contact information. Most of you, it still has your AOL account or your Yahoo or something from a long time ago. Put your actual business email in there. If you want a phone number, I don't recommend an address unless you have like a physical location, like the gym, sure. But if you work out of your home or the credit union, yeah, of course, you could put that, of course, sure, but you don't need a personal, no. Experience and recommendations. How many of you knew that you could do recommendations on LinkedIn? 4 of us. Okay. How many of you just have a beef with Yelp or Google reviews? I mean, yeah, that's just, don't get me started. I mean, it can be tricky and they're not that nice, and if you don't pay them enough, they'll take certain reviews down. It's quite the game. Okay, I know this is being aired. Sorry, Yelp and Google reviews. I'm not saying don't get them for your business. Sure, you need them. But LinkedIn is the only place where if I give a review to Michelle from the credit union, I have to be connected to her. I have to say how I know her. And then it is on there. So if you go to my LinkedIn, I have, I think, over maybe 55, almost 60 recommendations. And if you want to see who these people are who gave me a recommendation, you just click their name and it goes to their LinkedIn profile. They have to be real people that you actually know, and LinkedIn doesn't mess with those recommendations. They don't take them down. Now, you can choose to publish them or not. So I would highly recommend for business owners, for those that might be in career transition at some point, this is a game changer. And then consistent activity and engagement. However, I already prefaced this by saying this doesn't mean every day. 3 times a week would be amazing, but if you're going from 0, you need to become a hero. Once a week, at least once a month. Here's the thing though, you can schedule your posts on LinkedIn for free. No additional app needed, you don't need to buy anything. Right in the LinkedIn app, it has a little circle with a clock, and you can schedule your posts. For example, while I'm talking here today, my LinkedIn post is posting. Obviously, I'm not posting it, right? And I don't have a VA posting it. it was pre-scheduled yesterday. So that could give you hope. You could batch, go into your Claude or your ChatGPT and just batch 12 posts for the whole month, schedule them, you're done. But what do I post? Well, you took pictures here, didn't you? Great, that's one post. Also, it doesn't have to be, went to Good Morning Brea. That's nice. But what about, here's my values. So excited. Thank you, Lacey in the chamber, for having Good Morning Brea this morning. That can be almost an afterthought. Like, you could lead with something about your brand. That's interesting. The more pictures that you take at events, start to think, oh, okay, the magazine. Oh, here's the magazine on somebody's coffee table. Picture, right? Here's me holding the magazine. Here's a member who's in my magazine holding, right? So you get a repertoire of photos going, and then you match it to something about your brand so you become a thought leader. Articles. You could write an article on LinkedIn. People get a lot of traction with articles. It doesn't have to be complicated or fancy. It doesn't really need to be perfect either. All right. So that's what most of this is, to give you hope. It's not a highlight reel of perfection. You don't need to post every day just to post. Oversharing personal details or pretending like you're somebody that you're not. So, some of you are already there, but if you flip over your sheet here to the second page, I would like you, there's the 5 profile essentials that I already went over today. There's a checkbox on them. I want you to go ahead and checkbox or circle. Checkbox the ones that you have done, and maybe put a circle around or an X on the ones you haven't done, so that we can create an action step moving forward. So if you have a professional photo and banner, perfect, check it off. Compelling headline, maybe put an X. Story-driven about section, it's up to you, I don't know. No recommendations, put an X. Consistent activity, haven't posted since 1999, put an X. So check that off. This is on the second page of your handout. I gave you a workshop space. We don't have time today for everyone to workshop their whole LinkedIn, but I gave you space to be able to do that. And then I even gave you space on here to come up with 3 posts. 3 things that you want to do. 3 things that would be valuable or important to you. Okay. Yeah, Lacey.
Is it acceptable to tell people what you would like them to write in their recommendation?
Good question.
Absolutely. You could frame it. Also, we wear different hats, as we talked about earlier. So you could say, I'd love you to give me a character reference from your interactions with me. You know me in different verticals. Or I know you were a client of mine in the past. I'd love for you to give me a recommendation based on your experience. Again, don't worry, they don't automatically go to your profile. You do have to approve that. I've never had somebody write a bad one, but just in case. And then you could also say, hey, I would love for you to give a recommendation about WRLA.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. When you go to request it in LinkedIn, you send the request. So it says, add a recommendation. You do the plus. You pick the person. If the person doesn't come up, that means you're not connected to them.
Right.
You have to be their friend. It's not
Right.
called friends, but you have to be connected to them. Then you say how you knew them. Then you say your title when you knew them. So since we have had different titles over our careers, for most of us, you select the title that would apply, and then you write a little blurb in there. So will you write me a recommendation about da-da-da-da-da, and then you send it.
Okay. And I'm thinking too that, gosh, we could all get a bunch of recommendations from each other.
Yeah, of course.
And I'm also thinking like I think about Lisa. I've never bought a house from her,
Sure.
but I know her character,
Exactly.
right? So even if you haven't necessarily done business, you could write a recommendation about the values piece.
Yes,
Good point.
totally.
I think we can leverage each other, guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
We can connect to each other, leverage each other, what we do know about each other. It doesn't, and you don't have to say I did business with them. You could say that we worked together as ambassadors here at the chamber. You could say we worked together, we were on the board. You could say, right, any of your connections and how you knew them, and exactly, give a character reference. They were so warm and open and energized. Yeah.
It sounds like a future Good Morning Brea task.
It sure does.
Yeah.
Imagine, yes.
But one thing that I wanted to point out is it does put the date of the recommendation.
Yes.
So
I'm always looking at that kind of stuff when I'm looking at like reviews, because I can tell when somebody was fishing, for lack of a better word, for people to start reviewing them. So I would probably space them out, because to me that's like a cringy moment when you see all of them dated within each other.
Oh, like 20 in the same day?
Yeah, or
Oh.
like within the same
Oh.
week even. Like
Oh.
that's just cringy to me. It's like, you know, they were looking for that. It wasn't that people willfully thought, oh my gosh, I really need to give a recommendation. You know?
I agree, and in my experience, for every 10 people that I say, will you give me a recommendation, maybe 2 will do it, just bandwidth, time, them remembering how to get back into their LinkedIn profile. In reality, it's
What's
not,
my password?
yeah, exactly. It's not as easy as a Google review, because everybody just can go on Google. You have to go into your LinkedIn to do it. So I agree with you, but also when you review it, so if you give me a recommendation after today, I have to select to post it, and that's the date.
Ah, okay.
So you could space them out. I mean,
Oh, okay. Good to know.
I hear what you're saying. I more find that for Google reviews. On LinkedIn, it just hasn't been as much of a problem. Sure, you can see when mine are, but honestly, just to remember to ask you to do it and then to follow up with you, all of that takes time.
Yeah.
So I would just get in the habit of doing it. But Lacey,
I was just gonna tag off of that because I thought of a scenario where that absolutely would occur. The first thing I want to say is if I've looked at LinkedIn reviews, I've never looked at the date. It did occur to me to look at that. I probably would be more interested in the content of it, but one
Yeah.
scenario for me, if I wanted to do it, is to take the last workshop at WRLA with 100 women and say, if we're connected on LinkedIn, would you?
that's right.
And I will gladly do the same
That's
if
right.
I know you.
If in
All those are gonna flood in the same day, but I feel like if they're authentic, I'm good with it.
Absolutely, and unlikely they will actually split in that same.
Right. Yeah, true.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
People are busy or they,
Yeah.
they don't finish it or something like that, but
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Okay.
I think that's okay. Better to have them and for people to see, and most of the time they're taking time to actually be honest because it's not anonymous. You can click on them, you're gonna see who that person is, so. Very good. All right, my friends. What do you do? Who do you serve? And what's the result that you create? When you're networking, when you're coming up, when you're giving a 30-second commercial, being clear. My name is Lauren Sweeney. I'm the Chief Strategy and Growth Officer here at the Riviera Group Consulting. We help businesses scale one bite at a time. Our tagline is 1% growth, compounded change. So something that is clear, what do you do? How do you do it? Who do you serve? Even if you work for a company or you work for yourself. Okay. All right, we're gonna go in. One last Mentimeter, friends. What is one thing you'll commit to doing for your personal brand or LinkedIn in the next 7 days? Let's put it on the screen. It is anonymous. Also on your paper here, I do have a little space. A, for you to communicate with clarity. Again, just for time. We're gonna leave that as an action step for you. And number 5, what's my one commitment? I gave you some ideas. Update my LinkedIn headline. Post my first piece of content since 1992. Write down my top 3 values. Ask a client for a recommendation. Schedule 3 posts in advance. Connect with 5 people that I met today at Good Morning Brea. I gave you some choices.
Do you have a LinkedIn profile?
I do.
Do you?
All right, my friends, let's take a look here. Finally open an account. Yes. Let's give that person a round of applause. Yes. Okay, Tanya. I love it.
I will just for you, by the way.
Oh, I'm honored, Tanya. Connect, and then I will. Yes.
Start.
I will update my headline and my banner. The banner photo, remember, is behind your profile picture. You don't need to pay. I do pay for Sales Navigator. It is not cheap, but I use it as a prospecting tool. However, you can have a free LinkedIn account and not pay and get a nice banner photo that's something that represents your brand. I even have clients that will go on Canva and have a picture and then put like their values or a quote on their banner photo. You could do that. Find my password. Yes. Update my profile picture and headline. Make 3 posts. Set up a regular post schedule. Post a picture. I commit to rebranding my LinkedIn with relevant information. Update a story-driven about section. Post a photo. Good one. Engage in others' posts. Absolutely. Comment on each other's. To Lacey's point about this community being able to connect with each other, definitely. When you then make comments on other people's posts and they make it on yours, it of course increases visibility. Very good. All right. Here's a QR code to get access to my LinkedIn. You can find me, Lauren Sweeney, George Sweeney. I am teaching today because George is working on his LinkedIn. It has been such a pleasure to spend this time with all of you. I look forward to more Good Morning Breas and more connections. Thank you all so much.
Oh, wow. I was taking notes and I forgot that I'm emceeing the meeting.
This is great. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Lauren. That makes it a lot simpler. Is it worth it to advertise on LinkedIn?
Like to do ads? Well, I will say I get business on LinkedIn. I have never done an ad on LinkedIn. I think it does depend on what type of business you have. If you're a product business or for WRLA, if you want to do a big push. It is the most expensive digital market space though to advertise in. I do know people that get a lot of business from it, but versus doing Facebook ads or Instagram ads, which costs a lot as well, it is significantly more expensive. So I think it depends. You also need a robust LinkedIn. So for this crew, I wouldn't start there for sure, but depending upon your business and your capital, I know a lot of people do get a lot from it. I think though you can be very successful with just your organic posts. Yeah, good question.
Thank you. Can we do some questions or do we have time
Oh yes,
for
let's do
questions?
Q&A. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
thank
yes,
you.
why not? Go for
Okay.
it. Connie.
So for posts, is it wise to start with a question, something, and then to engage, to get someone's attention, and then should you always have in your post, if you're looking for, reach out to me, like, what's a good post for LinkedIn?
Good question. Variety is nice.
Okay.
And if you look at my posts, I probably say reach out to me maybe 1 out of every 10.
Okay.
That's implied.
Got it.
And they can remember I have somebody proactively reaching out to others. So if you engage in my posts, my VA will reach out to you. However, you don't need to say that all the time. Once in a while, like I'm looking for da-da-da-da. But better that you tell a story.
Okay.
Then people engage with you because of your values and they get to like, know, and trust you and you build credibility. I wouldn't start everyone with the same thing. You'll lose traction. I would more share a moment that you had, a thought that you had about growth, confidence, about a team member and what they shared. I would make it more story driven, more personal, more something that you're passionate about. That then they're like, oh, yeah, I'm passionate about that too. Actually, I was thinking about that. This is a great article. So it becomes like a community thought network of professionals.
More professional thoughts.
Yes.
So not thoughts about how awesome my cat is, but more like, got it.
Correct. Or like obviously you're branded, you have a product, right? So I was wearing my jewelry, my arm party today, and somebody stopped me and it just made me think how we're more connected to each other than we think we are.
Yeah. Got it. Okay.
Good question.
Yes. If you have 2 brands that you would like to represent,
Yeah.
would you want to create 2 accounts?
Good question.
Yeah.
No. I know that's tough. So if you own the business, and I know with Republic Services you don't own it, but you have another brand, it sounds like, you do have, like Riviera Group, our company, has a Riviera Group LinkedIn. You have to create the company page on your personal profile though. That's required. So for example, if the Brea Chamber is on LinkedIn, it has to be somebody at the chamber had to have created it, whether it was you, a previous CEO, whoever, has to create it. However, so I have a Riviera Group LinkedIn that I started. It's less robust than my personal one. So how do you do that when you have 2 brands? You are the brand, and you're gonna then post from your values. It's harder, but you have to be a little more strategic, and it's not a sales machine. Does that make sense? So it's not, here I am, buy my product. It's not like that. It's more thought leadership. You are a whole person. So you may represent, I don't know what your other brand is. Do you want to share?
I'm a makeup artist.
You're a makeup artist and you look very beautiful. I can see that. So you just wear two hats, like so many of us. Some of us are also parents and spouses and caring for elderly, people in our life. Like, we do all wear multiple hats. And so maybe, it's a picture of like a bride that you did, and you say, no matter if I'm out there connecting with people for Republic or doing a makeup at a wedding, I'm glad to be a blessing in somebody's life. Like you'll have to get creative, maybe use your AI to help you, because you're still the brand. There's a reason that you do both. It could just be, for money. I mean, it could be that reason, but there's a reason that you're passionate about both, and it doesn't really have to be about the thing you do. In your about section, you can make it clear. I serve as, the CEO at Republic Services, and I'm also, a makeup artist at whatever your company is. I think you also have to think about your intention, but you're still the brand.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good question. Tricky, but I wouldn't, because then people are like, well, she's over here, and you're the same person, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, good.
I love that.
That's good.
Yes.
I just wanted to mention that yesterday we had a company meeting
Uh-huh.
about what we're gonna do to, build the company.
Yeah.
And we were talking about social media, and I brought up LinkedIn just yesterday, and it's like, I think that's where we need to go.
Mm-hmm.
Because all this other social media, it's all just too much fun and games, and we want to be more business oriented and all. And it was so great to come here today and hear this.
You'd be like, apropos, actually, tailor-made. We knew you were gonna have a company meeting and
Thank
then
you.
come here today. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. If you have more questions, feel free. I have cards. You connect to me on LinkedIn. I will read your message. Thank you so much.
Wow.